says all the 5 vaccines that have been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority are safe and efficient for use. He said choosing the type of vaccine would only depend on what the country has in stock. Addressing the issue of choices and hesitancy for a particular vaccine before being vaccinated, Dr. Asiedu Bequin said Ghana has one of the most efficient and effective programs to ensure the safety of all Ghanaians to achieve herd immunity.
It's not by chance that we are getting all these vaccines. It's because Ghana has one of the most efficient programs in the world, not just Africa. So there's a lot of trust that when Ghanaians are given the vaccines, they'll be used. The FDA has actually registered and approved 5 vaccines. And these vaccines are all effective. And you see, the idea is not just about individual getting immunity, it's about population immunity. So when a lot of Ghanaians have the immunity, they will protect others. So from WHO's point of view, if you have efficacy of about 50%, it's fine. And most of the vaccines that we have in Ghana, they are all going more than that. And when you talk about the effectiveness of it, we have far in excess of just 50%. The issue is about convenience. So most of the vaccines that we have in Ghana are 2 doses. Ghanaians say we want Johnson & Johnson. For now, it's 1 dose. And the emphasis, I think you have been talking about it, is for now. Yes, because we are talking about boosters. So is it going to be 3? Is it going to be 4? So if you want Johnson & Johnson, which is 1 now, what about in January is 2? So what I want to put across is that all the vaccines that we have in Ghana are effective. Those do just wait and see attitude of waiting for Johnson & Johnson. Because clearly, by the time you are waiting, not the time you get COVID. The infection rate is very, very low when you take a vaccine. So there are instances of who have been vaccinated and get infected. But the most crucial one is about the severity of the disease. More than 95% of the people, getting to 98% of them, who have the disease admitted were those who are not vaccinated. We need to prevent the 4th wave. And this is the opportunity for us to do it. This is the best time for us to prevent the 4th wave. And we also want to end by saying that the mask must be one.
The second phase of the Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines is expected to run from the 26th of October to the 1st of November 2021 across the country. The phase of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout is for the general public. From the end of November, Ghana will also receive additional 3.5 million Pfizer doses and 1.2 million doses of Moderna in the next couple of weeks. Health experts say the possible 4th wave of the coronavirus can only be slowed down when vaccines and adherence to existing COVID-19 protocols stand. My colleague Mavis Ofe joins me in the studio now on this topic. Mavis, welcome.
Welcome.
What else did they talk about besides rolling out the vaccination?
Okay, so let's take it from the point of a possible 4th wave. You know, we are heading towards Christmas, and there is the fear that people will be coming from the US, people will be coming from other places, people will gather, they wouldn't observe the COVID protocols. So the Ghana Health Service is saying that the time is now for us to get vaccinated, because around that time, when we have people coming around, we might forget ourselves and then get the fun out of it and do anything that we want. So there is a possible 4th wave. So we should start, we should get vaccinated now. And the vaccines have started. They have sent the vaccines to the regions already, starting from today. But from the 26th up until the 1st of November, all other regions will get it. So Accra, the Greater Accra region, Ahafo, Ashanti, Northwest, Northeast, Western, they are all getting it on the 1st of November. So Western North, Bono is getting his 26th, Central region is 28th, and Eastern region 26th, Western North 27th. So all of these regions are getting it. That is the 27th of October. That is about Monday.
Besides the targets being the general public, do you know the quantity of vaccines available for these people?
We are doing about 7.3, yes, 7.3 vaccines that will be rolled out for this second phase. And already we have about 10% of the population having been vaccinated.
Do you have statistics on the number of people who have been vaccinated so far?
That
we
is
are talking about herd immunity.
Yeah, we have about 2.2 million people. That is meaning that about 2.2 million people have taken at least one of the 5 doses that we have. You know that 5 of the vaccines that we have. You know, we have the Pfizer, we have the Moderna, we have the Johnson & Johnson, we have the AstraZeneca, and then in the next couple of weeks we're going to get more as well. So we have about 2.2 million people having been vaccinated. That is 10% of the population.
How much do we need to achieve that herd immunity they are talking about?
We need so much. We need about is it about 3 million? 3 million. We need more. Now is the time for us to get.
And what is the health service also doing about people who are still hesitant in taking the vaccination?
Sure. You know, before the soundbite we just heard from the Director of Public Health, he's saying that all the vaccines are safe, whether it's Moderna, whether it's Johnson. A lot of people are waiting for the Johnson & Johnson. But the point is, the WHO is considering a booster. So if you're saying that you're taking only the one jab, which is the Johnson & Johnson, what about the time when in January when they say that there is a booster? Will you then go for it?
Yep.
So why not go for what is available now? Ghana now has the Pfizer, Ghana now has the Moderna, and then in few weeks we'll get the AstraZeneca. So now is the time for all of us to get it and then get protected as well as our families too.
Thank you.
And the
very
nose
much.
mask is very important.
Thank you very much, Mavis. We've been speaking to our colleague Mavis Echampong, who is with the health segment. You're still watching News Hour live on GBC News. We're starting off also with some other rather alarming statistics and information. Health experts say 1 in 4 Ghanaians may suffer stroke in the next 10 to 20 years if nothing is done to control the conditions that induce stroke. Presently, the World Health Organization estimates that 94,000 people suffer stroke annually in Ghana. Trans fatty acids are said to be largely responsible for this. This was disclosed at the launch of a project on trans fatty acid at a forum in Accra. The project, dubbed High Level Engagement on the Elimination of Trans Fatty Acids in Ghana, is expected to help curb the problems associated with trans fatty acids, which they describe as a potential national disaster which could surpass the devastation caused by COVID-19 in the country. Joining us via Zoom is Dr. Albert Apalu, Head of Neurology at the University of Ghana Medical School and the Kolibu Teaching Hospital, who would help us to understand these statistics. Good afternoon, Dr. Apalu.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for joining us. The figures from the WHO are alarming. It's difficult to deny your tongue its cravings. What are trans fatty acids and what do they do to the body?
Okay, so basically trans fatty acids, they are really altered fats. So if you have your vegetable oil, I'm not going to name names, and you keep continually frying and refrying, it turns into these dangerous trans fatty acids. It turns into these dangerous trans fatty acids, and then it lines your arteries, causes your bad cholesterol to go up, and it's one of the risk factors for stroke. So yes, last year the World Stroke Day said that 1 in 4, so everybody is at risk. So 1 in 4 persons, 1 in 4 adults are at risk of getting a stroke in their lifetime. So I think that's where the 25% came up. So 1 in 4 adults listening to us are likely to have a stroke. If you have a family history of stroke, then that is even higher. If you are hypertensive, that risk is higher. If you have diabetes, that is a double risk. If your cholesterol is high, that is a triple risk. If you can't manage your stress, everybody is under stress, but you need to know how to manage your stress. That increases your risk. You do not get enough physical activity, that is an increased risk of getting a stroke. You don't have enough sleep, that is an increased risk of having a stroke. Worse still, if you smoke, that is an even higher risk. If you, depends on the type and nature of alcohol you take, that is also an increased risk. Being a male, that is an increased risk. Having a sedentary lifestyle, that's an increased risk. So the odds are against us. So 1 in 4 adults will have a stroke in their lifetime. So we need, so the theme is do not be the one. And World Stroke Day next week, Friday, the theme is Save Precious Time. # Save Precious Time. So we need to know the symptoms of stroke and the signs of stroke and deal with it and get to hospital on time for something to be done.
You're basically talking about everything we do as humans, our lifestyle, our eating habits, and every other thing. What can we do to minimize our risk of getting stroke?
So to minimize our risk, number one, the commonest cause of stroke, or 90% of strokes in Ghana, is hypertension. So hypertension is responsible for all the causes of stroke. So everybody listening to me or listening to this program, have your blood pressure.
Hello, doctor. We've been trying to speak to Dr. Apalu on the risk of getting stroke, and we will get to him again if the lines or the network works out for us. You're still watching News Hour live on GBC News. The end of August 2020 saw the whole of Africa attaining the status of a polio-clear region. However, the world polio disease continues to affect children in other parts of the world. Being a game changer for the world, the Rotary Club of Accra Airport has held a fundraising ceremony to support the Polio Plus Fund, a fund which has a global target. This forms part of activities marking World Polio Day 2021.
As at August 2020, the whole of Africa had attained the status of a polio-clear region, with its main objective being to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise. Rotary has been at the forefront of the implementation of interventions to eradicate the polio disease, with over $2 billion contributed by Rotarians in the past 35 years. To speed up its goal of ending polio, the Rotary Club of Accra Airport held a fundraising ceremony dubbed Arise for Polio to raise funds to support the Polio Plus Fund. The Polio Plus Fund is used to finance the treatment of polio and its related activities. The president of the Rotary Club of Accra Airport, Rotarian Rosalind Awovi Kuduaji, said Rotary remains committed to eradicating polio.
This year, we have a minimum target of the cedi equivalent of $10,000 to support the eradication.
Whilst lauding the initiative of the Rotary Club of Accra Airport, the chairperson of the Ghana National Polio Plus Committee, Nana Yasrebo, appealed to all Rotarians to continue to make donations to the Polio Plus Fund. The paramount chief of the Asin Oyorenchi traditional area in the central region, Nana Ehunabo Brimpra Ajinsem VI, commended the successes chalked up by Ghana in eradicating polio and reminded stakeholders about the need to eradicate tuberculosis as well.
I would be even prouder to see Rotarians contributed so much that they did for the eradication of polio to that of tuberculosis in Ghana.
There were remarks from the WHO, the Ghana Health Service, and the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. The World Polio Day is observed annually on October 24.
Still in news, Islam is forming and growing under the famous Sofo Line interchange in Kumasi in Ashanti. Gradually, it is expanding, and many users of the interchange complain that Islam is dirty, overcrowded, and dangerous, and requires urgent attention. They are calling on the authorities to immediately pull the plug on this development. Our Ashanti regional correspondent Nicholas Osegusu joins us live from the Garden City. Hello, Nicholas. Nicholas, good afternoon.
Yes, yes, I'm currently located at the Sobola interchange within the Fadasko municipality of the Ashanti region.
What is happening there?
There are some residents here. They say they are facing some challenges in terms of, they say they are facing some security and safety threats from passers-by and then from people around. I want to engage a few of them to find out. Also last year, concerns. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, the project is not completed. We are here. For how long have you been staying here?
I'm almost 13 years.
Okay. Do you live here?
Yes, sir. We stay here.
Oh, okay. Tell us, how come? Yes, who do you live there with?
I live here with me.
Oh, okay. How secure are you living here?
It's always you have to ask.
Oh, okay. I think you are comfortable speaking in the Tree language.
Yeah.
A problem then I'm also Peter. Okay. So yes. So he's facing some challenges and he's reluctant to speak about the issue. But if you can speak from the short, the interchange itself is yet to be completed. The start was cut by the former president John Ajekun Kufuor in 2007, but actual construction began in 2008, and the construction has yet to complete. And as of now, the workers are continue with the construction from the Guapa area. That is where traffic becomes very heavy, especially during the rush hour. But as we speak here, the people who are complaining of constitution and safety of people around. They say they are here, they have been allocated temporary structures by the company that is executing this particular project. But the only problem they've got to complain about is got to do with security and safety from people who invade this area. And some of them, they are led weed smokers, and they pose some threats to them. So as of now, yes, it is we can confirm that the project is ongoing and it is yet to be completed. Once it is ongoing, government has now provided some funds for them to continue and to complete the project. But as it is now, those who are residing or living technically under this particular facility are facing some security and safety threats. So, okay. So the Southern Line interchange here at the Kwadasu municipality in the Ashanti region. Nicholas Sewusu reporting for GBC News.
Thank you very much, Nicholas Sewusu. Moving on, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has revealed that the Ministry of Finance is heavily owing the District Assembly's Common Fund to the tune of about 2 million. They say this has made the District Assembly's Common Fund unable to release funds due the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies MMDAs for a whole year for their operations. Hence, the minority members on the Parliamentary Committee on Local Government and Rural Development are asking government to promptly determine the monies due the District Assembly's Common Fund and release same to the fund, or else they will take legal action.
Amounts due to the DSF were under-provided for and owed to the fund for 2017 and 2018. The debts were partly settled in 2020 with monies borrowed during the COVID-19 intervention period. I have the document here. In June 2019, the Supreme Court, in the case of Benjamin Kpodo and Richard Kwashiga versus Attorney General, ruled that as a constitutional creation, the DACF could not be capped, and that the receipts from petroleum sources should be included in the total revenues when computing funds due to the DACF. But the Ministry of Finance is refusing to properly comply with the directives of the Apex Court. The Ministry of Finance is very heavily indebted to the DACF. The amount has run to about 2 billion Ghana cedis plus, and it's made up as follows. In 2019, the amount owed is 700 million Ghana cedis. In 2020, the Ministry of Finance is owing the Common Fund 587 million plus. And 2021, where nothing has been paid, the estimate for first and second quarter only, the amount they are owing is 884 million Ghana cedis. The consequence of all this is that the DACF is unable to release funds to the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies for one complete year of their operations. We are calling on the government to change its way of determining when the money is due, as to determine the monies due to the DACF within a maximum of 1 month after the end of each quarter, and accordingly release to the DACF. If the government does not heed our calls, we are serving notice that we will head to court again.
Still in news, 2 police officers have lost their lives, whilst 2 others are in critical condition after their vehicle somersaulted during an operation on the Waliwale-Bolgatanga highway on Thursday. A 5th victim was treated at a hospital and has since been discharged. The Northern Regional Crime Officer of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Baba Anaga, disclosed this in an interview with GBC News in Tamale. Our Northern Regional Correspondent Mutala Issa reports that the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, has visited the victims at the Tamale Teaching Hospital on Friday morning and asked for the victims to be flown back to Accra for further medical attention.
We actually registered accidents involving 5 personnel who came from Accra, that is police personnel who came from Accra to assist in our robbery combats on the highways, especially in Tamale Bolgatanga Road, Northeast, Waliwale to Walaga, among others. Personnel were actually responding to a situation, an emergency situation, when their vehicle somersaulted. 2 people died, 2 police officers, 1 chief inspector and another lance corporal. Currently we have 2 also on bed. They are in critical condition. The Inspector General of Police flew in this morning to visit them and then also facilitate their transportation to Accra for further medical attention.
A Ghanaian teacher has been selected as one of the 10 top finalists for the Global Teacher Prize 2021. Mr. Evans Odai, a mathematics tutor at Achimota Senior High School, is the first Ghanaian and African to make it this far. The Global Teacher Prize is an initiative recognizing and awarding a teacher who has made an outstanding contribution to the teaching profession.
Many say it is complex to assess the performance of a teacher. However, there is a clear appreciation of the dimensions of effective teaching, and so it is necessary to thank a teacher, especially one who has been innovative and an inspiration. The Global Teacher Prize was set up to recognize one exceptional teacher who has made an outstanding contribution to the teaching profession, as well as put a spotlight on the role teachers play in the society. Till date, no Ghanaian or African teacher has made it to the top 10, but this year the story is different. Mr. Evans Odei, a mathematics tutor at Achimota Senior High School, has made it to this enviable position. Mr. Odei, who has taught for 21 years with the Ghana Education Service, explained how he made it to the top 10.
Every year, NTC, that's National Teaching Council, will select their best teachers in the country and award them. And when you fall into the top 15 criteria, they give you the opportunity to apply for the Global Teacher Prize.
Mr. Odei shared with GBC News some of his initiatives as a teacher.
So I have videos, I have pictures, and I have software that animate diagrams just to make mathematics fun and real. I also do video lessons, self-recording video lessons. I put them on YouTube. I've created Google Classroom that I train students, I teach students, especially when they are on vacations, they can learn free of charge.
This year's Global Teacher Prize will be virtual and comes off on the 10th of November due to COVID-19. Mr. O'Day is confident of winning the ultimate prize and shares some advice.
You have to see the future of the children from the classroom. And I always believe in the saying that I touch the future I teach. There's something we call relational teaching. You see, when you are teaching a child who loves you, then there's a possibility that the child will love what you are teaching. If the child doesn't like you, the teacher, he might not be able to like the subject that you are teaching. So they should embrace their kids and make them their own.
The Global Teacher Prize is an annual $1 million award initiated by the Vaki Foundation with headquarters in the United Kingdom. Yaira Lawe, GBC News, Accra.
The National Lottery Authority has reinforced its corporate social responsibility mandate by relaunching two of its platforms that were dormant: Caritas Lottery Platform and Good Causes Foundation, formerly known as Special Projects. The Caritas Lottery Platform will be the principal source of funding for the charity arm of the NLA, Good Causes Foundation.
The Caritas Lottery Platform was set up in November 2012 to fulfill the mandate of the National Lottery Authority under Section 2.3 Act 722 of the National Lotto Act to raise revenue for the country. The platform was coined from a Latin word, caritas, which means love, compassion, or charity. The Caritas Lottery Platform is meant to collaborate with corporate bodies and well-meaning Ghanaian businesses to conduct raffles, draws, and lotteries for the consumer promotion of their businesses. The Good Causes Foundation, previously known as Special Projects, is another arm of the NLA, established to spearhead the corporate social responsibility of the authority by providing better care for the needy and support the underprivileged. However, since the introduction of these two platforms, they have not made the expected impact. Hence, the relaunch of the Caritas Lottery Platform and Good Causes Foundation. At an event in Accra, the director of the NLA, Mr. Samuel Awuku, said running promotions on the Caritas Lottery Platform gives legitimacy to the brand and promotion being undertaken.
All proceeds from the Caritas Lottery Platform will go directly into the Good Causes Foundation with the aim of impacting society. This is not a profit-making venture, and we must all join forces to make our society better.
The Chief of Staff, Mrs. Akosia Frema Sayapari, said the move marks a significant step in their desire to jointly develop and introduce lottery games across the sub-region and use proceeds to better the lives of Africans. Later, the Director General of La Côte d'Ivoire's LONASI, Mr. Draman Koulibaly, shared the success story of their national lottery and urged corporate Ghana and the public to fully support the efforts of the NLA.
We'll be back with more news. Please stay with us.
Good morning. It's a good morning, and we serve you